What's going on, everyone? Juice Packs here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Now, I was going to try to postpone this episode. I don't want to wait for it. I want to just go ahead and keep this playthrough moving right along. The reason I was going to wait is we know the next update coming, we're anticipating by the end of the month, not only brings Nightmare Mode, but it will bring the Demon Lord boss, which will be on this map. So we're just going to go ahead and go through it, but before we get to that, we have got some level ups and some loot to take a look at from the last run. Now, let's go ahead and go to item power again. As I mentioned, I'm going to deck out my Huntress first, since I am playing actively on her at the moment. And we should have a couple of pieces of gear that are now equipable. You see, most of this stuff is level 14. There is actually a level 12 piece right there, so let's go ahead and equip that. Do we have any other level 12 pieces? There's some gloves as well. Let's go ahead and equip that as well and just take those few extra stats along with us. We will sell this stuff, and then at the end of this map coming up, I'm hoping we're going to be level 14 and able to equip this stuff. Now, moving right along over to our stats. Now, as I mentioned, I really want to focus on getting 25 points into range on all my defenses. So I'm going to continue along that path. I'll actually be at 24 right here. Let's get... Actually, well, on the Squire, we're going full Fortify anyway. So we'll go everything into Fortify. Then we've got the Apprentice. Let's get the Apprentice a bit more range. We're at that 25 range on the Apprentice now. And we can go ahead and go with a few points now. Let's go directly into Rune of Power to get a little bit more power going. And then we've got the Monk as well. Let's get those 25 points into range. And with the Monk, I'm actually going to do something a little different. And I'm going to go into Fortify before I go into Power. Now, the reason here, or you know what, I'm just going to split them back and forth. Basically, Fortify on traps and auras is going to give you a little bit of quality of life. As the more health that they have, the less you're going to have to repair them. So I'm just going to go ahead and split those and go into Power and Fortify on it. And it makes me wonder why... Oh, I've got some Fortify onto my traps. Let's go ahead and put one more point into range to get it to 25. And then we'll throw the 4 points. Actually, let's split those as well. We'll go 2 into health, 2 into power, since it is going to give us some nice quality of life on those traps. Now, that is all I've got to equip, so let's hop right on in and get Alchemical Labs rolling here. And here we are in the Alchemical Laboratory, and it's time to make it happen. So we're going to start off as usual and get some walls in place. Now, this particular map, you can really block it off with just 4 entrances. You've got enemies that come out of both of these side doors, this one and that one, and the enemies will split and go either way. So we're going to block this route right here, and then we'll do the exact same thing on this other lane, and we'll get this route blocked as well. Now, this is going to answer one of those problems. However, as I mentioned, you can cut this down to really 4 defense or choke points. And what we're going to do there is we're going to go right here. Now, the enemies that split and go over this way are going to be stopped here by this wall. And the enemies that split and come around this way are going to be stopped by this wall right here. Now, I am going to go with, I think, just some traps to get us started. So let's go with 1 explosive trap just at each individual wall. We should have just enough to get that done. And that's going to give us a nice startup here for wave number 1. You know, collect up some mana. It shouldn't be, wave 1 of course won't be a big challenge for us. Let's get another explosive trap in right there and spend our remaining 40 DU right here for yet 1 more. So let's go ahead and get it started, collect up some mana. This map does take a little while to run, as it does run very slow. Some of the enemies up top will have a nice little distance to walk, getting all the way around to those splodies. So let's just do the best we can. Of course, we've only got 18 mobs to start things off. or 28 mobs, pardon me, only 18 left already. So the mobs do burn relatively quick once they come out. However, there will be some mobs kind of doing their own thing and doing what they want. And we're just going to do the best we can to get these dialed in. Now, one big milestone has occurred, and that is, you see, I now have a second ability unlocked, which is Adrenaline Rush. Now, Adrenaline Rush is going to really increase the rate of my gun, and it's just going to turn me into a little bit of a mini powerhouse here, as it just expands the Huntress's power quite incredibly. In addition to that, it does give you more casting speed and additional run speed and jump height, so makes it super easy to get around the map with that Adrenaline Rush going now. Now, we are at the mercy of our weapons and what we have available. Now, the first weapon I find is going to be the DPS hero I'm pretty much using, so we are at the mercy of that. Let's go ahead and get our traps back down that we lost. And we've got a little bit more mana to play with. So let's go ahead and continue to build things out here. So do we have any more sitting? Let's go ahead and move to a apprentice and the Flame Burst Tower. So we're going to get one Flame Burst Tower at each one of these lanes if we can. I don't think I'm going to have enough mana to get them all down. Let's see here. Is there any more laying around anywhere? It doesn't appear. So we're going to be a little shy on the mana. I'm going to put, let's see, let's just put them right behind here. We'll go with a Flame Burst right here. And then we're just a little bit short. So what I'm going to do is just stay on the Apprentice for this one. Wave 2 should be pretty easy as well. And that's going to allow me to collect up a little bit more mana to get that extra Flame Burst down. We need 8 more, is it? And that should get us there. So now we can get our additional Flame Burst Tower down, and that's going to really allow... It's just going to allow for a lot more power to be on the lanes. The Flame Burst super early game is just ridiculously strong. Compared to every other defense other than the Explosive Trap, it just does really good AoE damage. Of course, being a tower, you can put it back far away, and, you know, as long as you get it far enough out of the range, it's not going to be getting hit by anything. I do want to try to save these traps this time, though. I think we got that one salvaged. Ooh, that one was so close. We're going to lose this one? Yeah, we're good. Only 3 mobs left, so it is GG from here. Alright, here we go. So we've got 44 more DU left to spend, and one thing I want to do, I'm going to need to get this trap back down, as it is just dying terribly due to the low charges. But now it is going to be time to start sneaking in some Monk auras. Now, the Strength Drain aura on the Monk is just an extremely powerful tool. It strips enemies of any of their elemental immunity. So any enemy that is immune to, say, fire damage is going to get stripped away, and that Flame Burst is going to be able to do full damage to it. But in addition to that, it is going to reduce the amount of damage enemies do, which means it's going to just save us a ton on our walls here, as it's just going to make them so much more durable by having that Strength Drain aura just parked on top of it. So let's go ahead and get this one squared away, and was hoping I'd have enough for a couple of trap upgrades, but it doesn't look like I'm probably going to. I had to double check and make sure I was on hard mode. It seemed like the map was starting off just a little bit easy. Now we do have 21 DU left. Lots of options here. What I'm going to do is take that and just go one more Flame Burst on every lane. So this is going to give us 2 Flame Bursts on each lane, plus an Explosive Trap and that Strength Drain aura. And that is pretty much what I'm going to go with for the remainder of this run. Now that is it for our DU. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the Huntress for this one now. And we will just get it moving in wave number 3. Now you see the mob count did jump up quite a bit. We're up to 174 total mobs, but we're getting it done. Now, one thing I do want to do now that I do have the majority of my defenses placed, I want to save 160 mana. So 160 mana is going to go to building those additional 2 Flame Burst Towers. But at the same time, I would just love to be able to get some upgrades in place. So I am going to work on that just a bit as well. I need to make sure that these traps stay alive this time here. This one is actually getting low. Alright, so we're at 208 now. So we have enough right now to build those additional 2 flame burst towers. Hopefully we're able to hold on to the majority of this. We're at 260 now, so I actually have enough now for 1 upgrade. And I think we're just going to put that right here on this trap, and that's going to save us from having to repair it as well. Just in time too. Wow, close call. 70 mobs left. I do think we'll probably end up losing a trap somewhere here. Maybe not. Oh, we already did. We can just go ahead and rebuild that on the fly, though. Let's get this trap back down. We're probably going to end up losing all of our traps here. As long as I end the map, or end the wave with that extra 160 DU, I'll be pretty happy, though. So far, so good. How's this trap holding? That trap's actually doing pretty darn good. I'm going to throw a repair on it anyway, I think. See if we can't dish out a little bit of pain here and get those repairs flowing. And what, 22 mobs left, so the bulk of the lane is clear now. Well, am I going to lose that trap again? I think I might lose that trap again. We'll have to see here. Or no, it is salvaged. Now, luckily, now I do have enough to get everything here upped. So let's get all of the stuff upgraded. I'm not going to worry about the walls yet, as we do have one more wave after this one, but I am going to get that strength drain and all of these traps upgraded, assuming that there's going to be enough DU. I need, what, 102. That strength drain is in a bad way. Oh, just short. Would you look at that? Well, let's go ahead and get the trap, and then we'll just throw a repair on this strength drain, and hopefully that will get us through wave number 4 here. Let's check it out. Now here, I never built my extra 2 flame auras. The derp is strong in this one, let me tell you. So let's try that again, of saving 160 DU. I got a little carried away with the old repairs and upgrades there. Those 2 extra flame bursts are going to be super, super nice on those side lanes, so I do want to get those down. Looking pretty good so far. How are we doing over here? This trap's getting a little bit scary. We're actually taking a little damage up here on this flame burst too. I think I put it a little bit too close to the edge, and maybe some shots are making it up there. Same thing. I hate to waste all of the mana on spam repairs, but it's just crucial that I keep this stuff up now and don't have to rebuild it. Just keep all of these defenses good and fat. I've got sitting on 500 now, so I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this strength drain, which I had left behind. And then we'll just let these last 80 mobs burn. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. We're getting it. We're getting it. 60 more. Nothing is really standing out at me other than this flame burst, really. That flame burst has taken much more damage than I expected it to, that's for sure. Hopefully we find a semi-decent green weapon that's usable. That would be really, really ideal. I mean, if I have to switch over to the monk or to the apprentice, I'm more than happy to do that for a couple of maps. But I have been having just a lot of fun on the huntress, So I'd like to stick it out on the Huntress if possible. Alright, now I lost this trap, which was costly, because I did have it upgraded. So let's go ahead and get our last 2 flame bursts down before I forget again. Let's see, let's go 1 right here. And then we'll go 1 right here as well. And now we've got enough left where I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the flame bursts also. Now I do want to prioritize repairs, so I want to make sure that all of my traps and auras are fully repaired up. But I do want to make sure that these flame bursts get upgraded, as many as possible anyway. Hitting all those should make it so we can completely ignore these side lanes. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then I'd like to have just a tiny bit left over, if possible, for some repairs on the fly, if need be. Okay, we got 200 left. Let's just go 1 on each side here. We'll go 1 on that flame burst, 1 on this one. And let's get it going. We're wave number 5 now. So all we have to do at this point is just keep our walls alive. It's literally the only thing that matters. If a trap goes, if a flame burst tower goes, as long as our walls don't go, then it will be GG. There is no doubt. So let's just make sure everything stays nice and fat. More concerned about the traps than the auras. Although the auras are definitely a priority. The traps, losing the trap would be much worse than losing one of the auras. A little bit of a beatdown from that kobold there, but you know, gotta take one for the team every now and then. Get these traps squared away. So close on that one. Continue to repair the walls. We will have an ogre coming out here at any moment. And then, hopefully next week, definitely by the end of the month, we should be facing the Demon Lord right here on this map. And here comes Mr. Ogre. We'll just, well, he actually was kind enough to throw his snot ball into the wall there where it wouldn't hurt us. That was very kind of him. And I'm just going to step back a little bit and let these flame bursts work. Now I do want to make sure that that wall stays upgraded or stays repaired. But I'm not going to be shy with putting a little damage into the ogre as well. I'd like to try to get that trap too. Well, I ended up dying trying to save the trap, but the wall is still looking very, very healthy. Can I get that trap? Hopefully I can get this trap saved. Yeah, I'm getting way too close to Mr. Ogre. Alright, now the trap is gone. Let's just forget the trap exists. And we'll just focus on keeping this wall repaired and getting this ogre burned. So the ogre's sitting in the Strength Drain aura, and that's why he's just not doing anything to our wall now, which is just awesome. And we're down to 9 mobs left. Let's see what we're missing here. See, do we need any emergency repairs anywhere? It doesn't appear. 3 more mobs. All we have to do is keep this wall from dying, and we're going to win. It's just going to take a minute or two. I might be able to actually get that trap laid back down. Let's see if I can lay it down from up here. No, doesn't look like I can without getting cleaved. What about right here? Having that trap back down would definitely help out a little bit. There we go. And about to lose my flame burst. Let's just throw an upgrade on it. Oh, too late. It's gone. Let's get the other one upgraded then. And you know what? Just for good measure, we can even upgrade that wall. Little trap repair action. Actually, now that we got it repaired, we'll just go ahead and slam some upgrades on it too. That ogre will be dead in no time at all. just kind of out of the corner of my eye, keeping an eye on that wall health. Now we're just down to the one mob left, of course. So this ogre is all there is. Just about there, too. A couple of more shots from that trap and these flame bursts, and it should be all over. And there we go. So that is Alchemical Labs on hard in my very first time playthrough. Now, like I said at the beginning of the series, I'm not going to run any maps over again. So it's just one after another. I'm going to go straight on through. There's no real reason to grind any of these maps as you're going. As you see, I am wave 14 now, or level 14 now, which means I'm going to have a whole lot of green upgrades to get me squared away moving into the next part of this particular series. However, that is going to do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Make sure to click that like button. Please subscribe. I will be back later on today, actually, with a little Dungeon Defenders 2 live, as I am constantly going to be bringing you more Dungeon Defenders action in all of its forms right here to the channel. So thank you once again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.